Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE NXT UK episode 47 and NXT episode 511, both broadcast on June 12th, 2019. I fell a little bit behind on watching everything. In fact, I watched a little bit of this after watching the following week's episode of Monday Night Raw, because I was watching it while driving back from San Antonio, back home to Denver from San Antonio. That's a long drive. It's about 13 hours of solid driving, so I think it took me about 15. But that was mostly because I stopped to watch the final half hour and then ride along from this week. But I'll talk about that in the next episode. So I didn't take a whole lot of notes on this. In fact, I pretty much just exited out of the WWE Network app. I paused it, exited out, wrote down real quick what happened, and then went back to watching it all while driving on the highway. But I was careful, but I don't recommend doing that. Also, as you probably heard, if you've heard the last couple of episodes, I recorded those episodes while I was driving, and I do not advise that either. So that's why I held off on recording these till later, because I will talk about my weekend at Celebrity Fan Fest and going out to San Antonio and all that in this coming episode of New Comics. And then next week, I am headed to MightyCon St. Louis, or St. Louis MightyCon, or St. Louis Comic Con presented by MightyCon, whatever it's called. It's in St. Charles, not St. Louis, which is a suburb of St. Louis. Anyway, I'm coming out there next weekend, and I'm getting pretty excited for that. Because it should be a pretty good trip, I hope. But I'll talk about all of that in this coming episode of New Comics, which is actually, that'll come out in very, very soon, because I'm recording this on Tuesday, June 18th, way after these episodes aired. But anyway, on NXT UK, we had 3 matches. I enjoyed all 3 of these. Ginny and Jazzy Gabbert defeated Isla Dawn and Xia Brookside. So they're a solid team there. I would enjoy seeing them take on the NXT Tag Team Champions. Then we had I don't know his first name. It's not Ivan, but it's similar to that. But Dragunov defeats Joseph Connors. That match is also pretty good. I enjoyed some of the parts of that I can remember. And then our main event, Imperium defeated British Strong Style with a little bit of help from a 4th member, Alexander Wolfe. So Imperium grows and grows and grows. Will there be more? Will there be more members of Imperium added? I don't know. I guess we'll see. But this match was pretty fun to watch. Freaking love Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel, all their tag team action and stuff. And now just getting more in on that action. And British Strong Style also. They're just awesome. So I definitely recommend checking out this match this week. There was an interview with Toni Storm backstage at one point. I didn't write down notes about this, but I kind of felt like she was losing her mind a little bit. Just laughing maniacally after just talking about how the title is hers and all that kind of thing. I think she's losing her mind, and I'm a little bit worried. But in 2 weeks or next week, very soon, there will be a women's battle royal to determine who Toni Storm's next opponent will be. And my money is on Rhea Ripley. And with the runner-up, if I had to place a bet on somebody else, it would be Jazzy Gabbert. But we'll see what happens with that in a couple of weeks. I believe all of these matches have already been filmed, at least as of right now. I think maybe in the next set of episodes was at NXT download or at the Download Festival, but I'm not sure. I haven't been keeping track. Trying to keep track of all that stuff risks too much getting spoilers about all that stuff sometimes. So sometimes it's good just to not know at all what's coming up. And that brings us to NXT 511. I did not know that this episode was filmed at somewhere other than Full Sail, because last week's episode was filmed before Takeover. I guess this next batch of tapings were all in Maryland, and that's pretty cool. Or maybe it's just this week's. I don't know. But I thought that was pretty interesting. You got a bigger crowd than we usually have at Full Sail shows. And yeah, oh man, this episode had some fantastic matches. Well, first of all, we had a women's tag team match, and also this week, pretty much like not all the bad guys. All the bad guys in NXT UK won their matches, but anyway, Io and Candice fought Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. I wrote down just their last names, and that totally messed me up. I'm not used to referring to them as just their last names. Anyway, this match was a disqualification when because Shayna Baszler was there watching the entire time, and they started to attack each other and stuff like that. There was a lot of that this week on all the shows, and the following into Monday, the following Monday. But yeah, this getting things going, getting set up for in a couple of weeks. We're gonna have Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai in a steel cage match. I think. Did I remember that correctly? And yeah, that's gonna be great. I am really looking forward to that. We had a fantastic technical match between Kushida and Drew Gulak. And also, I don't know if it was particularly different from any of their matches on this episode or other episodes. I don't know. But for whatever reason, the camera work in this match really stood out to me. It was so smooth and fluid. We had some angles that we never really see, because we never really see the cameraman in the ring, looking down at competitors on the mat. I don't think we ever see that, because it doesn't really happen much. Usually they're down on the ground shooting at eye level to them. We had some shots that were just right over them, and I don't know, maybe that was the jib shot that was getting up over them. I don't know, but I really like the camera work in this match, and I think that a lot of people, I don't really mind the shaky cam stuff very much. It doesn't bother me at all. I do notice it and think about it sometimes, but in this instance, there was very little of that, and that was very noticeable to me, and I really like that, and it really matched the type of match that they had. So Kushida defeated Gulak with the hoverboard lock, and Gulak showed some respect to him after that match. So yeah, go check this one out. It is, both of their matches are really, really good. And I'd say this was my favorite match of the whole week. Maybe, I don't know. This is so long ago, I don't even remember what Raw and SmackDown looked like. 205 Live was really awesome last week too. We had a selfie cam thing with Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne where they were calling Mia Yim trash, and it was really weird. They had a bunch of books that they were going to give Mia Yim to help her become a better person or whatever, and it was that was dumb. That was dumb. It was. I can see what they were doing, but it's, yeah, no, stop it. And then our main event, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Bobby Fish was out there, like at the top. He wasn't at ringside. Was he at ringside? Yeah, he was at ringside, but he had his arm in a sling, so he wasn't He wasn't wrestling in the match. It was Undisputed Era O'Reilly and Strong versus Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. Go check this match out. Oh man. Anything with all four of these guys is just so good. But Danny Burch pinned Roderick Strong after Jackson Riker came out. He was just like standing there and just being this. Well, he attacked Bobby Fish, and that was a huge distraction. And it didn't warrant any kind of like disqualification or anything like that because they're not members of the match. Neither of them are part of the match. But it was a distraction for the Undisputed Era. And that's when Danny Burch took advantage, which, Danny and Oni, those guys are awesome. Like everybody on all the shows are pretty awesome. But I really enjoyed that match as well. But my number one match of the week that's not on 205 Live. I can't remember this. Oh man, what was that? It was a Fatal 5-Way, wasn't it? Or 4-way, whatever that was. I think I'm remembered correctly. Whatever it was really good. But also Kushida versus Gulak. Oh, excellent. And that makes up for what makes up for the Gulak's loss here. It was that while we don't know exactly what happened with that, it was Gulak and Gulak and Akira Tozawa, and we're not sure. Each ref thinks that one or the other won. So hopefully Gulak won this title match so he could go and fight Tony Nese at Stomping Grounds, because I'm looking forward to that match. But Tony Nese versus Akira Tozawa could be pretty great too. So whatever happens, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I did want to mention a couple of shows that I was watching as well over the weekend. Roswell, New Mexico. I really need to look into if it's a direct sequel or if it's a reimagining. I'm not sure. It's been so long since I watched the original show, but it's all based on books. Roswell High series. So I mean, it's like all the same story elements there anyway, I think. But anyway, Roswell, New Mexico. I'm not sure if it was renewed for a second season. I think it was. I think I remember seeing it was. But I'm not 100% on that. But the entire first season is on Netflix, and I am pretty... I'm like 2/3 through it. I think I'm through episode 9, something like that. I like it a lot. It's pretty cool. And I mean, it's got the CW, the CW flair to it, like that. It has that layer to it that's, has that. All the CW shows have that kind of feel to them, especially the teen shows. Maybe not the Arrowverse shows, but like Riverdale. This show, like there's some other ones that they all have this kind of the teen drama feel. They do it well. It's effective how they do it. But Roswell, New Mexico is really cool. And also I finished watching Chernobyl, which is incredible. Go watch all of that. There's 5 episodes. It's about 5 hours total, like 5 solid hours, maybe a little bit more than that. And also watch if you have HBO Go or HBO Now, they have like behind the scenes a few minutes of that after the credits every episode. I recommend checking that out as well. But apparently it set a new record for the most views on digital as opposed to on cable. That it hit like 52%, which is the highest of any HBO original show. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure, is that what they were striving for? It seemed like it was good news that but I don't know if it's a percentage thing. It's not like an absolute number thing. But it is coming close to beating some big little liar white liars bot I don't know. Whatever that show is, it still hasn't beaten that show, but it's getting close. It's within like 400,000 viewers or something like that. Anyway, go look at that article if you want to. It's like Chernobyl beats record in interesting record or something. I don't know. I'm just talking nonsense now because I can't remember the exact headline or anything like that. So, yeah, Chernobyl. It's so good. The final episode, I was a little bit glad that it's not as it's horrifying in other ways. But it's not. It's more like on a. It's like on a larger scale, which is like it kind of better in a way as opposed to seeing in some of the other episodes, just seeing the individuals that are getting racked with this disaster. There's a little bit of that in the final episode too, but I'm not gonna spoil anything about the show or the structure of the show. Just go watch it and know that it is absolutely horrifying, and it's incredibly well done, incredibly well made. The actors, the cinematography, the sound, music, everything is amazing. And yeah, go watch it. Go watch it. But don't watch it right before you go to bed. Like watch it early in the evening. Like leave some stuff to do after watching it. Don't watch it all 5 hours. Don't watch all 5 hours at once. I do not recommend doing that. And then going to bed, that's like you're just asking to have the worst night's sleep ever, possibly. Unless never mind. Anyway, go watch Chernobyl. It's great. And that is all for this episode. Let me know what you thought about NXT and NXT UK this week by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. And I'll be back real soon. Stay safe out there in all of the infinite multiverses. And I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.